Hi traders, Dale Pinkert here. I'm starting off with crude oil. Earlier in the week, we had that big decline all the way to 54.50, something I was anticipating from the megaphone top. What did surprise me was the strength of the recovery. In fact, what we had is what I call a stop hunter. One of the reasons I picked my Twitter handle Forex Stop Hunter is that markets at times will shake out as many participants as possible before the move they're looking for happens, then most likely without them. So at last night's session, we took out the high of 57.40 or so back from several days ago. And that's what I call a stop hunt. I've used this teaching with you before that you should not put your stops just above a swing high. You should give it more tolerance. So in this particular case, people who had their stops over this high at 57.30.45 got stopped out with a high of 60.9, 15 pips. It ran the stop, and look at what happened. So, to me, this was a classic stop hunt, still bearish crude. I think the way we're finishing this week is an indication that there are lower numbers to come. I'm looking for more shorting opportunities on rallies back to 56.50 or so, possibly early next week. I also want to say that the dollar forecast that I made is manifesting. Said the 95.80 level was key, 96 to 95.80. As you can see, we had a little three drive pattern here, and we're closing the week out at 96.40. To me, it's giving me an indication that we could really test that 97.5 level I've been talking about in the coming weeks and months. The dollar looks very good to me. Part of the reason gold's under pressure, part of the reason crude's under pressure, and I feel eventually the stock market sold off from being sharply higher to up a shade. Dow was up over 250 points, up 60 right now. S&Ps were up about 22 and up 990. So they did not give up the ghost, possibly setting up another entry next week. And I wanted to wrap it up with Bitcoin, something I talked about at the bottom. We had a sell-off occur Sunday night in Bitcoin, and it's still my contention that the lows are in at that 3,300 level. So I've included a 4-hour chart. As you can see, there's a couple of spikes to pay attention to. One from, it looks like February 19th, and this one that was February 24th, and here's the 27th. Perhaps one more spike down. I think the 3600 level should hold on any more weakness, and would consider that a buying opportunity for a continuation move to the upside to take out the 4200 level. So hoping everyone had a great weekend. This will be broadcast on Monday morning. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and I'll be with you all next week. Good hunting.